Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this middle of the day market update. Also, a bit of an update for next week again. I mean, in general, the Sunday to Monday transition is very volatile. Bitcoin dominance has been on the rise this weekend, and it started on Thursday, I believe, already. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make a new update, kind of preparing you for what's about to come. We'll talk about some altcoins at the end of the video as well, but first of all, we'll just talk about Bitcoin because that's most important. Now, a quick reminder for those of you who don't know. Next week, we have quite a bit of big news. First of all, we have the FOMC, or the Federal Reserve interest rate decision, and the press conference afterwards on Wednesday. So that's going to make the market move a lot, and that's very important in general. So keep an eye out on that. Put that in your agenda. And then on Thursday, we have minor news, and on Friday we have the core PCE price index, which is kind of like an inflation rate data number. So that matters as well. So in terms of news, that's what you need to know, and hopefully throughout the week we'll also get some news about Ripple, and just in general some good news would be great. It looks like Saylor has bought Bitcoin again. Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy. He posted another picture with another green dot. So yeah, we'll probably get some sort of a post tomorrow afternoon in my time zone, but before the NYC opening, that he bought again, which last week was the start of continuous dumping, right? So that might not be the best news. And just in general, I mean, looking at the markets, the main thing I'd like to say right now is be careful, all right? I told you earlier this morning, and I still mean that. Basically the same thing, but I told you, I think it's most likely we are going higher soon, all right? So I think it's very likely next week that we'll actually go for new all-time highs, which would be going above 104,000, right? So I think that's likely. But if I look at the short term, what you can see right here is that we are gaining a ridiculous amount of momentum, or momentum as well. But also open interest. You can see that the open interest right now, which basically means leverage, or at least it's usually leveraged. It's perpetual future contracts. It's higher than it was right here. So that's a bit of a divergence. Now, a divergence like that is not necessarily bullish or bearish, but in this case, it just means that a lot of these futures positions have been opened. Whereas at the same point of time, I think the price action has been bullish, but the volume is still down. Right, so there's no real spot volume supporting the price right here. So I think short term, I would be careful, right? I would be careful for a deep pullback, all right? Now, the weekly time frame close is going to matter. Like if the weekly time frame is able to break above 102.5, that is ridiculously bullish. Whether that's with leverage or not, that is very bullish. But for now, what I would say is most likely is that I do think we're going for all-time highs, but and that could also be like overnight. But then the next 24 hours, I do expect a deep pullback. And then for now, I still expect that this level between 99,500 and 98,500 for Bitcoin will hold. And that from there we can consolidate, and then hopefully with a little bit less leverage, we can actually make some sustained all-time highs. That's what I would say is most likely. I would find it very surprising if we can get all of this leverage in the price and it doesn't get rinsed sometime soon, right? So next 24 hours. So personally, I'm not trading too much yet. I do think like if you find some good setups on altcoins, like Bitcoin dropping down like that doesn't necessarily mean that altcoins will do the same. I mean, there's a lot of leverage coming into Bitcoin. There's not, like altcoins, it differs. Like most altcoins actually have much less leverage than last week. And Bitcoin is much higher, of course, but that's not the same not the same can be said for altcoins. So if the Bitcoin dominance, which so far has respected resistance, if the Bitcoin dominance from here keeps dropping, I do think that regardless of the expected volatility for Bitcoin, and therefore the majority of the market, like I said, if an altcoin is looking good, it's probably still good to take that trade. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Talking about altcoins, when we're talking about the strongest ones, like here you can see a list of some of the outperformers. Some altcoins I would keep my eyes on are potentially Rune. I think Rune looks quite good. Stacks is also one that I'd keep on my watch list. Athena, I made a video on that this morning. If we actually get a very good weekly close on that, I think that's a massive opportunity. Maybe Jasmine, but I'm not too sure about that. And then there's some other coins in general over the course of today. Yeah, there's plenty of altcoins. There's no, like, the one thing that I don't like is that there's no clear narrative really pushing up right now. Like, it's very mixed. But those are, at the moment, some of the altcoins I would focus on. Let me quickly see if I can find some others for you. There's some other altcoins I like, but they don't necessarily have a lot of momentum right now. Venry, I think, has some potential here as well. I think technically this looks quite good. Kaspa as well, even though I'm waiting for confirmation on that. And potentially also Nero ETH. On the lower time frames, that's showing some potential as well. But that's it for now. That's what I think you need to know. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.